You're listening to Lane County Mugshots Uncensored, the podcast, with your host, Michael Weber.
Hey, what up, people? It's a great night to be alive, isn't it?
And if you could see me in the square, but I'm not there, it's Kevin Pachu.
He's there. He's in the center square. It's like that show on TV.
Here I am now. I don't know what the hell. We, the technical demons, were with us right up to the very beginning. But here we are, and we're on the air, Mike. And welcome to the show, everybody. We have over 100 viewers connected right now, if that thing is no lie. So
wow, 100 people.
Yeah, we usually joke about all our fans.
Whoa, you're not kidding. There's 100.
Holy crap! All right, Mike. Well, let's get on.
Drop down real quick. Oh well, let's see if they're angry tonight. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
We are basically entering our 19th episode of season 3. So it's November 7th, 2021 for those audio listeners. And somebody says there's some major distortion.
I crap.
Can see if I can...
Who is it? I mean, is it Kevin or is it me?
I can lower some volume here and see if that helps us out a little bit. But anyway, somebody else says sound quality is really bad. So I don't know why that would be. I'm going to go ahead and take these down a little bit, even though it might make us not sound as well in our own headphones.
Hey, Neil.
I'm going to just do that and see if that helps us out.
Does Kevin sound worse than I do, or is it me, or is it overall?
If anybody would let us know. But I think that might be, we were maybe outputting too much right there, Mike. It sounds better in our own headphones when we do that, but I hear from other people sometimes that doesn't help. So if we can just kind of yell at each other.
This sound, it's muffled and terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Hopefully that's a little bit better. Anybody hearing a little bit better in the podcast there? We're trying to fix that up. So,
Aaron, we don't know what the hell is happening, and we wish we did. I mean,
the bald one sounds muffled.
Yeah. Oh my God! What do you mean I sound muffled? Oh wait,
a little bit better there. Maybe I don't know.
Move your microphone away a little bit. Yeah. I mean, here's the problem, people that are telling us this is. We sound as awesome as we can in our headphones, and what comes out to you is a lot different. So if you could be specific, we appreciate that. I mean, if it's me, I don't know if I'm the bald one.
No, but I hear what people are saying. I'm actually hearing that in my own headphones now too, so that's a little bit of an issue that
we're going to work on this.
Out, so
Kevin is.
I'm going to go to using this microphone as well, Mike, and then we just go with these. These, I think, will make us sound...
hey, Miss Lisa, something I have to tell you is Kevin sounds like that in real life. No, just kidding. He literally sounds distorted. If you were to meet him, he's just like, what's going on? No, I'm just kidding. But we appreciate the feedback.
Please let us know if this is a little bit better, folks. Obviously, we've had a little bit of an issue, but I think
you need to back up from the microphone. Mm-hmm. Somebody read it sounds like you have a microphone in your mouth.
No.
Which, I mean, isn't there visual, so they know that's not the fact. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. No, we appreciate the heck out of anybody giving us criticism. We neither one of us went to school to do this, so we're just like, I don't know, we're out in the wilderness lost with this, so anything you can tell us, we're happy to hear
it. We actually had a sound check earlier in the day that went really well, so this is kind of unfortunate that this...
Turn down your mic.
Yeah, so.
Hey, David
Bowden. Yep.
Yeah,
Good friend David Bowden.
We
Yep.
know who he is. Do you mean me turn down my mic or him turn down his mic? Because you spelt my name. So, I mean, do you want Kevin to turn me down? No, it was supposed to be funny. Nobody even got that.
Yeah.
But no, we appreciate it. Help us here. We want you to be able to hear what's going on.
Okay. Someone says it sounds great now. And so I think we're going to go on with the show.
Who said that?
Well,
Can we send him a coffee cup? No. I'm
Yeah,
just
you get a
kidding.
free coffee
Yeah.
cup just for telling us what we want to hear.
I don't even care if you're lying right now. Thank you so much. We love you.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
People we're having a good time with this one, and trust us, we're not the first ones. Even the professionals have had some troubles with this kind of stuff. So we're definitely. And Lisa here says that things are sounding better here.
Okay.
So I do.
Somebody else wrote some. I don't even know. LMAO. No, we're Lane County Mugshots Uncensored. No, I'm just kidding. We know what that means.
Yeah. Right on. Moving on. We're going to get into the show here. This is season 3, episode 19, and I think that we've solved our audio issues. Thank you, folks, for hanging out with us while we did that. That's
absolutely. We wouldn't have known.
Embarrassing to say the least. And usually our Grimace here, he sits here and monitors things and helps us make sure that all of the audio works out. And I've mentioned it before, but sometimes he is a demon, and he doesn't help us at all. And this was exactly one of those nights. And so, unfortunately, this is what you get with the unpaid interns.
Kevin, his mic is turned up.
Yeah. No.
I'm Mike. David?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do our
Be
show.
part of the show. If you want to be part of this hot mess, you can be. Let's tell people how they can, Mike. So
you can, and this is not a prop phone. We've got some prop stuff here, but this is not a prop phone. But what you can do is you can... I don't even know where we're at.
Well, you can call in live at 541-255-3665. We put that number at the bottom of the screen for you there.
Call us.
Yep.
I don't even care if you call us and tell us, that short guy with the hat, you need to get rid of him.
Right. And then the comments on Facebook and YouTube, definitely we enjoy the interaction that we're getting there, especially if you guys are helping us with the audio. And so let's go ahead and tell people about how they can do this. If you go to the StreamYard site, StreamYard.com/Facebook, then you can enable your profile picture to be shown in our show. So
yeah, we want to see your face or, your political statement to the universe, whatever it is.
All right. And now we can go on to the YouTube channel. That's where we have all the magic happening. Some of you are watching via YouTube right now, others on Facebook. If you are on Facebook, on YouTube, then just hit that magic subscribe button while you're there. lcmugs.com/podcast.
It does stuff.
It does stuff for us.
It does stuff.
Yeah. Now, magic things that we hope to unlock, basically, when we get 1,000 subscribers, and we're just working on that as best we can. So
we get an extra life and 4 coins.
All right, we already told people how to call us. Let's get right into the show, Mike. We usually get on with the sex offenders. This is how we notify people in the community about who the bad guys are, essentially. So
who has failed?
Yeah, we start off with our failures to report in the last 2 weeks. So that will be the focus of attention for the moment. These are people that have already been convicted of their crimes, and so they've already gone to court and have been found guilty, and so now they're supposed to report in, but they don't. They go out and they do other things, and then they wind up just getting in trouble and causing problems.
Yeah.
So, in that regard, this fellow here.
Is this one mine?
You go for it, Mike.
Let's do this, because I think the next one you can't pronounce. Charles Edward Evans, a simple name, thank you. He has, oh my God, are you kidding me right now? He has animal abuse and violation. He has disorderly conduct twice, misdemeanor, sex offender, failure to report misdemeanor, theft 3 misdemeanor, criminal trespass misdemeanor, theft 3 misdemeanor, criminal trespass misdemeanor. Holy crap,
Nothing
Charles.
but a thing. He's just out and about. And
why? I mean, You know what? I mean, I get it. People make mistakes, but don't abuse animals. Don't be a sex offender. And Chuck, stay home, please. Thanks. You're up next. I hope you can pronounce this.
Oh, well, you gave me an easy. Robert Dale Jones, failure to report as a sex offender. And look at that. How many times there's a felony and then 2 misdemeanor charges there. Also interfering with a peace officer and a parole violation. That all happened on Friday, November 5th. Mike.
Good work,
That takes
Bob.
us through those
Wait,
failure to reports. Yeah.
Oh.
Usually we have a lot of those, but at this moment in time, we don't. We have actually just a few of those. And so then
Whatever. Oh, yeah, and I've got to keep track of them.
So
Oh,
these
we're
are the
already
alleged
screwed.
crimes now that we're on to.
Yeah, I'll take this one because I can pronounce it. Dustin Edward Bradshaw. He has criminal mistreatment in the first degree felony, and sex abuse in the first degree felony.
Moving on, then we got Troy Wayne Russell on Monday, November 1st. 3 sex abuse charges, felony charges.
Okay, and I get Vivian. Vivian, whose last name I will not try to pronounce.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
us banned off YouTube and everywhere else. I have no idea how to pronounce this last name, and I'm not making fun of it.
Yeah, only the
But-
people that are actually watching would probably be able to kind of see what we're talking
And
about
it's
here.
probably Kuntz.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I'm being fair and honest. I don't give, I mean, there's a bunch of family that, but what we have here is a court request. This means the court would like to see Vivian in their courtroom, and evidently she hasn't. She has burglary 1 felony. That's a big charge. She has that twice. She has disorderly conduct in the 2nd degree misdemeanor, sex abuse in the 3rd degree misdemeanor, criminal mischief 3 misdemeanor, and harassment misdemeanor. And this, I don't want to say anything bad about this mugshot, but this mugshot has literally attracted a lot of attention on the group. And whatever this person looks like, I mean, this is what I would call low-hanging fruit.
Right, yeah.
And if you're going to make fun of the way this person looks, I really doubt that this person's looks contributed to these problems. I mean, we can all definitely see maybe there's mental health problems going on, but really there is no look to a criminal. I mean, I have seen,
and that'll actually dovetail into our upcoming conversation about mugshots in general and such. So, definitely something to think about as we started getting into that.
Well, and Vivian, this is not her first time. In fact, they reused, the jail reused her mugshot.
Oh, did they? Okay, yeah. All right. We go over then to this one here, and this one I think has been talked about a fair amount in the group, right?
Oh, my goodness! Yeah, we've had a bunch of friends, relatives, and people of that sort complaining about Joseph Pete Shotridge, whose singular charge is sex abuse in the 1st degree felony. Something I want to mention is we don't stick up for sex offenders. What I do, in the group is I stick up for the truth. Now, Joseph here has never, I can't remember 100%, but he's had really no criminal history. This is the first sex offense, alleged offense that is on his Oregon record when you look it up. Because people are like, well, he's been arrested like 4 times for this before. It's all the same incident. It's not 3 different ones.
Yeah, these are some of the comments that we have in here.
Wow,
So,
can we even read some of that?
Yeah.
Can we consider the circumstances without bias? Why are the charges a decade late? Sarah, what I can tell you is that when you look at the charges, they have a date, and that's the approximate time and year that the alleged crime was alleged to have taken place. So what happens if we can just for a moment forget about this particular suspect? Here's typically what happens and we're not speaking of this suspect, children get abused, and they're young, and they're vulnerable, and they don't know what to do or say to anybody. And when they get older, and this can happen from 12 to even being an adult, is that these children who are abused become adults and they decide they want to tell somebody what's happened. So that is a lot of, that's a basic reason why you can see a decade-old charge, is that 10, 12, 13, 14-year-old, well, not 14, 13 and under, has come to an age where they're willing to come out with what this problem was. And this is very common. And once again, I'm not saying that's what's happening with this case, because I don't know this case. I know what I can read, but I do know that's a common reason.
Right.
So, and we don't know. We have no information on this case other than what we can read. The victim at the time of the alleged crimes was under 14. That much we know. Who, where, what.
Now, another comment was innocent until proven guilty. I can hardly wait for your lies to be aired. Joseph doesn't deserve to be dragged like this. So obviously someone else has a different opinion here about, from others as far as that goes. So,
well, and I've kind of answered. I have no idea how to pronounce this person's name, which may or may not be real. But they're obviously, have a connection to the person who's up, and maybe they didn't know anything about this. What I'm saying is that, at least from me, is what I do is I post facts about this.
Right.
I will post, this is the charge. I will literally stick up for the suspect and go like, he has never had anything that we can see in the court records like this before. That doesn't mean anything. It means that's a fact.
Right.
And
would be like if somebody had history, then you would say, well, this is what we know. And
I'd be like,
history
in
here.
1979, they were convicted of sex abuse.
Basically up to you to decide what to do and what to think about with that information. But I think, you point out that maybe, there's no other case history here, so that you have to think about that in context.
So something, no matter how close you are to the suspect, something you have to remember is that we as a society believe the victims should be listened to when they come forth with allegations. Because I'm not trying to be on either side. If this guy is convicted, then maybe I'll have some opinion of him. But really, we're in a time and a place where we respect victims and we trust our court system, which may or may not be as good as we'd like it to be, but we have to trust it. We don't have an idea on that. But, I do tell people, when they're like, he was arrested 3 times. He was arrested in 2020 for the same charges. Yes, the exact same charges, exact same case. These are ongoing cases that take some time. And being dragged through like this, he is innocent until proven guilty. If you look at the actual top of that thread, it literally says that. We don't put it up there to be smart, Alex. We put it up there because that is the truth.
Right. We've actually even paid more careful attention to make sure that we point out that when there's crimes that are alleged crimes versus crimes that people have been convicted of, because it's important. It's a big differentiator.
It is, and I think I really emphasize it more with charges of a sexual nature, because I believe that given today's society and how people feel, the climate is that people are like, they're ready to convict. And nothing anybody says matters, but Metallica, I think that's who that was.
Right.
But, everybody can be like, put a bullet in his head. It doesn't matter. None of these people are going to do any of this. And once you're on a jury, you are required to listen to the information. It doesn't matter what the suspect is charged with. If the information you're given shows that it didn't happen, then you have to say not guilty. You can't just be like, he must be bad. It's a sex crime. But no, we try. And yes, he is innocent until proven guilty, and anything anybody else says on that group means nothing. It literally doesn't. It won't change the outcome of a trial or a plea agreement. we do have time to expound on
Yeah,
some
we
of
will,
these,
yeah.
don't we?
Well, for sure, yeah. Well,
been a slow week.
And that's actually kind of the neat thing, so that we'll get up to that in a second. We'll just finish up these few others here. Did you have more to say on this one, or? Yeah.
No. I just wanted to make it clear to people that are listening that we're not sticking up for somebody who is a suspected sex offender, but we are sticking up for the truth. And the truth of the matter is, this man has never had anything. I think he had a DUI or something, and maybe I'm wrong on that. I can't remember if he was the guy that just had violations. But the thing is, let's see where this goes.
And I think that's actually going to really dovetail into the conversation coming up about mugshots here. And we'll just remind folks that you can call in 541-255-3665 and actually be part of the conversation. We actually wish you would, or even just comment in the thing. We know we have some comments here to post, but we're going to get to those in a second because those are actually upcoming topics. But we have also this alleged crime, Michael Stewart Bethel. Online sexual corruption of a child, 2 charges there, and a parole violation. And
stay off the internet.
Yeah. And then this was transferred. We saw this come through the released and transferred here. So arrested just a couple weeks ago and was featured on our show for 3 sex abuse charges. Jonathan Butler Doobie. Doobie. And now this is the Vine link that Mike pulled up here just recently, and this is basically what's going on. He's at Coffee Creek?
Well, Coffee Creek is a transitional intake for males. It's a female prison, but it's also the intake. He will eventually land in one of the men's prisons, but he doesn't have a earliest release date yet, but we looked up his court records. It appears he has 75 months stacked times 3, so 75 months. They'll all run together, and then once he's released, he will have 45 months of post-prison supervise.
Okay, right on.
Maybe not enough, but
at least he got picked up, and that he's facing
and he has
consequences of his crime. So
he has to register as sex offender for the rest of his life. So.
Well, hopefully we don't see him back in here. Well, if we're still doing this at that time, then we might be. You never know. But anyway, these guys, the ones that are guilty, anyway, big pieces of crap, man. What is that?
Those things get me every time. I'm like, really? The flies are back in your garage again? I mean, we dealt with that. That was a lot of money for an exterminator.
That's just really all. I don't know what it really. But in my that wasn't very many, Mike. What do you think? We were actually cut it down to the. Yeah, come on, let's figure this out here. How many offenders did we have?
Are you kidding me? It's been a really tough. October really. I've got more time. October really sucked for me, and I've had my mind in other places. So I don't know. It didn't seem like there was a lot of people, and you think I would know because I post them up. I'm gonna go with 7. It didn't seem like a lot. Whatever. Yeah, I did.
And I threw you so that one guy that got transferred in there. He doesn't count, so I don't know if that if you kept that in mind. But that was just a transfer.
No, I
guy,
didn't.
So.
I'm going with 7 because I'm really kind of lost.
Okay,
I mean, 7 or 6 or 5. I'm just going with 7. You tell me.
Yeah, Mike, I will tell you right now that you actually got it right. Yeah, Mike's pretty good at this stuff, I have to say. He keeps track of all the offenders, and so he actually,
Yeah, I mean, I hope the viewers like this, because it is about as much fun as having a tooth pulled. Hey, it's gone, but that hurt.
Yeah. So that will also, let's put it...
where are we at? I know where we
252 have come through, at least across our desk, as we've been doing this so far, 252 people.
What day are we at in the scope of things? How many
in the
days?
scope of 311 days have passed now in 2021.
Well, the numbers are getting better. I mean, I'd love to see it where we're broadcasting, in November and going like we have 75 people.
It would be really nice to see those numbers drop.
Would that even be a good thing? It would be like, well, maybe they weren't caught.
It could also be the downside is that it could also show a resource issue that maybe we don't have the resources to actually go after these guys. So, yeah, the numbers, you look at them and there's a lot of factors and variables that drive those numbers. So, but
I don't care. I mean, if there's 10, let's catch 10. If there's 1,000, let's catch 1,000. I don't care. Let's just round them up.
Yeah, for sure.
And have them tried in a court of law. But let's,
Yeah. All right, Mike, moving on, we're going to go ahead and...
We got people, too.
Yeah, we got people.
We got a lot of chatter.
Yeah, we've got a lot of questions that people want to know more about mugshots here in just a second.
But we're gonna get to your hot topic. Yeah. Everybody seems anyway, we'll get to it.
We will for sure, and get through this pretty quickly here. So we wanted to just kind of this may be old news for folks here because it happened a few days ago now. But in Noti, Oregon, a Eugene man is dead. Mike, if you want to take the rest of the story, there was a two-vehicle crash near Noti Tuesday afternoon. I'll do the next one.
No, we'll do every other word. I'm going to do at, you do about. No. At about 4:30 p.m., Oregon State Police responded to milepost 39 on Highway 126, 3 miles west of the town of Noti, after reports of a crash involving a pickup truck and a sedan. Investigators said that Gabrielle Hostletter, 42, of Beaverton, was headed west on the highway in a white 2018 Toyota Tundra when he reportedly made an unsafe pass and hit another vehicle head-on. Police said Mark Knight, 62 years of age, of Eugene, was driving the silver 2000 Toyota Echo that was hit. He had been headed east at the time of the crash, and both vehicles came to a stop in the eastbound lane. Knight was pronounced dead at the scene, but Hallstetter was not injured. Eastbound lanes of the highway were closed for 4 hours for investigation. And on a side note, Kevin, this is the second deadly crash in the same general area. Another fatal wreck occurred back in September 20th. That crash involved a log truck, and last we knew, it might possibly have involved alcohol.
Yeah, that I think was unknown before, but that's a new piece of information. Is that
they said it may. Mm-hmm. You know, I have not seen any updates on that September 20th crash. I know they were investigating it for alcohol. I know that I looked up the driver of that truck.
He had some priors.
He had some priors that kind of may have contributed to this, a pattern. He had some DOT stuff for unsafe loads and not tying down things, speeding, unsafe. I believe he had unsafe passing. He had some violations that led me to believe this was a pattern. Now, in this case, I looked up Gabrielle, and this particular person didn't seem to have anything that related to this accident. He didn't have a pattern of behavior. That doesn't mean that he has not been making, safe passes and driving unsafe, but he doesn't have a documentable history of this, if that makes sense.
It does,
We're not trying to say that he's a good person, but some people seem to have what I feel is are charges that led them to where they're at, and other people may have made a mistake. This man doesn't have a history that leads us to here, at least on paper, as it were.
Right. And then more will come out as time goes on, and the investigation happens, of course. And really the information that Mike's presenting now is really just kind of like what we know now. So a difference really between two different people we were just talking about. So this more recent accident, the driver involved in that one doesn't appear to have any kind of a history, whereas the one from September 20th, there's a history that might make you say that this might be a pattern of stuff. So
yes, definitely. The
it's
driver,
all we know right now, right?
We only know facts, and we're not trying to mislead you with them, but the log truck driver seems to have some history that may relate to his actions on September 20th, whereas Gabrielle Hostetler, just like Big Bang Theory, he just doesn't have a pattern of that. So, at any rate.
I'll go ahead and do the next story, Micah. Actually, is from here in Cresswell, where we do our broadcast in our headquarters. But 50 years ago, and this is today, but it is actually November 5th, Cresswell police officer Curtis Van Dersen donned his uniform for the final time. This is actually an interesting story and has affected policing in Cresswell for quite some time, actually, since then. He was one of only 2 Cresswell City police officers at that time. It's a very small town 50 years ago. And during his shift on this day, Officer Van Dersen would respond to a bank alarm and give the ultimate sacrifice for the safety of his community. So the story is really kind of interesting and sad all at the same time. It's just something you would almost see in a movie. Just prior to the 6 p.m. closing of the Community Bank of Cresswell, Van Dersen was dispatched to a silent alarm at the location. He had not been far away and arrived quickly on scene, and he exited his patrol vehicle and crouched down behind a parked car. Basically, he drew his gun and pistol and trained it at the attention of the bank person that was coming out of the bank, thinking that that was one of the suspects, and basically challenged him. Shots rang out. Basically, unbeknownst to him, across the street at a nearby car wash, 2 accomplices had been awaiting the response, and so one of them leveled a 308
lever
action rifle, Van Dersen. Thank you, Mike.
Hunting rifle, basically.
And from across the street, ambushed him from right behind, and basically, Officer Van Dersen died on the scene. It's, you think it's just like a normal day, and you go out and you have no idea, and then something like that happens. So. The story, essentially ends that detectives worked tirelessly to identify and bring all of the responsible people to justice. Sometimes just what it would seem like a regular day turned out to be
Cresswell 50 years ago.
50 years ago, in our small. So I'm imagining that might be before it was known as the Friendly City. I don't know.
Well, no, it probably was 100% the Friendly City then,
right.
and this was so out of sorts. I mean, life has changed so much. I mean, I don't think I'd be saddened, but I wouldn't be startled to hear that if a bank was robbed here, and actually there has been a bank robbery since that here.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, remember Jacob Daniels was in the bank?
Yes, I remember you told us about that. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. That was David Ray Taylor.
Oh, yeah, we all know
robbed
about
that bank,
Okay, yeah, there's a little history there.
But an officer losing his life over, and I mean, this 50 years ago, I mean, what did the bank robbers get? Oh, my God, they got $1,000.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, that's worth
somebody lost his life, basically.
Yeah, a
for
family
a
lost
small amount of money.
Their loved one. That's just ridiculous.
Well, the Lane County Sheriff's Office, and we ourselves included, would like to just thank Officer Van Dersen and his family with the gratitude. He is not forgotten, even 50 years later. So
we wanted to make sure. I mean, there's been all over the internet, but I mean, it needs to be on here too.
Okay, this is now the time for the topic
that
everybody wants to talk about here.
In. Oh yeah, you can't even see the phone on the screen. Look, see?
There it is.
See? Where's my camera? I don't even know. Where's my camera guy?
Yeah, just do that. There, you see the phone, and people can 541 255-3665, or the comment on the screen. We'll just go start there, Mike.
Yeah, let's go to those. There's been a lot, and we're not ignoring you. Your questions were kind of ahead of our segments. And,
So the first person regarding the mug shots, and I think this person was saying that this is a terrible idea. So let's tell people, what is the terrible idea? We're no longer going to have mug shots here as of the first of the year. Guys.
Oh, we just lost Kevin.
I'm here.
Got a guy down. I need help.
Anyway.
I mean, so here's what we've got. I mean, what's going to happen? What happened was that a bill got passed that restricts the jails. It doesn't restrict us. It restricts the jails. We can still use our old mug shots, but let's get back to that in a second. what this bill does is it tells the jails, which are the source of the mugshots, that they can no longer publish mugshots of for bookings. They can publish, if they want, or release mugshots of convicted inmates. I mean, and that's something people a lot don't understand, is that some of the people, not all of them, I'm just saying some of them are serving time. So you see their mugshot, and that's them being put in jail, convicted, serving time. Also, we have people that are convicted in circuit court of big things, and their trial may have been on a Wednesday. They get put in jail on Wednesday, and then they get transferred, within a week or whatever. But they're guilty. But what we've come to find out is that the jails are just going to no longer publish any of them. And if we want those mugshots of convicted inmates, we can request them. And we currently on two different levels are trying to work with the Lane County Sheriff's Office, who runs the jail, to try to work with them to get these convicted mugshots for you. And we're still, we're literally going to try to sit down with Lane County Sheriff's Office, the sheriff or the undersheriff or a deputy, and we're going to talk to them because, our last segment, that was about sex offenders. Some of those people are sex offenders, and they didn't register, and those things are not a court jury type of thing. You registered or you didn't register. So they are in essence in this weird spot where they're mainly guilty because they didn't do this. It's not a court trial, but those won't be published either. And the end result is we're going to talk with Lane County Sheriff's Office, but let's read some of these questions and try to answer some of what people are asking.
So this is actually more of a comment more than a question, but
Sure.
It's basically that, being frustrated that with the law having passed because the mugshots help identify people who could be harmful to the community. That's true. A lot of people have mentioned that.
It is. I mean, that's worked out very well for the community to have that, us or even just the jail site as a resource. So I can tell you honestly, I mean, we do this. We're not getting rich off this. I wish we were, but that's just not happening. But here's the thing is, in a way, I can understand what they've said. Senator Manning, who I believe has been a big part of this bill, has said that the mugshot process is the very beginning of somebody's process through the court system. And a lot of times they're found not guilty or acquitted, or their charges are dropped or dismissed. So I can understand that in a sense. But, I mean, you people out there, out in mugshot land, I just made that up. But you people out there on the internet who are looking at our mugshots really do realize that a lot of these people are what we call and you call frequent flyers. These people may be, they are innocent until proven guilty of their current status, but these people are not in their beginning point with the, judicial system. They are a well-known part of the judicial system. But in the end, I can also understand. I mean, I think this bill could have been written better, and somebody could have said, okay, DUIs and first-time offenses, let's get some of that out of there. I mean, do we really need to post disorderly conduct on a municipal level? I can wrap my head around a lot of that. And what else do we got?
This comment here is actually kind of the counterpoint to that. And so how many people have been innocent and have had their faces put everywhere for no reason because someone got it wrong, just saying. And that's true. Actually, that's a very...
Yeah, it's a good one for Kevin. Kevin does removals with his team. I know, team. Right? That was funny.
Well,
but yeah,
Grimace the intern helps.
Yeah, so Kevin can tell you kind of loosely, what that rate is. I mean, how many people are we removing? And try to remember out there in mugshot land that we don't just post Lane County mugshots. We have a lot of counties.
We cover several counties in Oregon now, yeah.
Even one in California. But he can kind of give you an idea. I mean, I think we're posting 300 mugshots a day.
Yeah, it's between all of them. It went down because of COVID, but it's kind of come back up again. So, but yeah, and so we do have several people that will write to us and say, my charges were dropped, and we drop them. We don't charge money for that.
Yeah, I was acquitted. It was dismissed. They decided not to file. They just sent me out.
And we verify that. We look it up in the court systems and make sure. And it's like, oh, yep, charges dropped. And we just take their mugshot off and remove it. And
a lot of people are probably wondering, I mean, how much do we charge for that? Is that a zero? Yes, that's a zero, people. People, we have never charged for removal. We never will. That's not what we're about.
We don't charge for truth, so if we learn new truth and we learn that somebody has had their charges dropped or that they've been through court and been found not guilty, we'll take everything off that we can. So
and this is not about money. We're not one of those. I don't even know if I can say any of these words on YouTube, but I'll just be like bleep 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 sites that are like, well, pull your mugshot for $50, this month, or $500 right now. So, never. What do we got?
Well, we have more comments, but I actually I pulled some from the Facebook group before, so we're going to go to those first, Mike, and then we'll come back to that. So let me do this, and we'll put up the other screen.
Don't we have to go to commeral break? Oh, wait, we're not that kind of news.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I could use a little commercial break, but anyway. So basically, a lot of likes on this comment. The idea of removing mugshots is stupid. I appreciate knowing what these creeps look like. So that's one opinion.
Yeah.
Another opinion is wouldn't want us to see who the dangerous ones are, or the sex offenders. Wouldn't want to invade their privacy at all. Laws being made by corrupt lawmakers to cover their own mistakes.
Without being very specific, one of the people involved with creating this bill, and I will not. It's just privacy. It's not me trying to be mysterious, but there is a person that was involved with this mugshot bill whose son is frequently arrested. Right. And by frequently, I mean, no, it wasn't once, and it wasn't a mistake, and he's been convicted of many things. And I often wondered during the process of this bill and how it went through legislature doesn't that seem to be a little conflict of interest?
Conflict of interest,
I mean,
possibly,
wouldn't it seem to be that I mean, and maybe they look at it as motivation. I kind of sense, in my mind, conflict of interest when your own son is being posted on a regular basis for years with crimes, and I don't know. I mean, it's certainly like some motivation.
Exactly. I mean, we can make and just kind of inform our own opinions here, but that conflict of interest does not help.
I'll boil it down to conflict of interest. Yeah. I'm not going to try to say that something shady is going down, but it certainly seems. And nobody brought this point up, and a anonymous person actually alerted me to the fact that one of the senators, and there were a lot of them, we're not even going to go there, one of the senators involved in this piece of legislature would seem to have motivation and, at the very least, conflict of interest involved in making sure that mugshots aren't posted. And I don't think that kind of motivation and that kind of conflict of interest is needed. I think
it should at least be disclosed.
It should have been disclosed. And I also think that this bill could have been written different and better. The problem is that it's written so that the jails can still post these mugshots of convicted people. I mean, if Bob Hope, we all know who that is, or I hope you do. If Bob Hope is arrested at court after he's been convicted and sentenced and put in the jail, we should, by all means, even according to this new bill, be able to see that mugshot. But the problem is that the jail doesn't have the resource. They would literally at this point need to hire somebody who would be in charge of deciding, okay, Bob Hope, he's convicted. Oh, man, John Hope's not. John Hope is, we still got to go to court. He's not
So they don't
convicted.
have the resources, basically.
They don't have the resources to do this, and that's part of our meeting with Lane County Sheriff's Office, and possibly if you are part of the Lane County Sheriff's Office, I can tell you right now, we understand that we can request these mugshots, but I want to let you know that what we want to do is work with the county and not burden them, not create a job opening for somebody. We would like to somehow work a way where we can get some of these mugshots of convicted people without burdening a resource that we all need in the county. I mean, by all means and rights, and by the bill itself, its wording, we can literally demand every one of those mugshots, but I would like to make it more of a request, and I'd like to work with the county to not burden them, to be like, okay, how about 10 a week? Or, work with them. There's literally no number. This bill is about what they can and can't do. It's not about the rest of the things that we would like to speak with them about. But at any rate, we got some more.
So we did get the comment, besides actually someone who said that they love our hoodies, which, by the way, no, we're out of them now. We're going to have to get more done, made up. But the issue being with the repeat offenders, and that's absolutely, I think, really kind of the whole point of the issue. I think that we can almost all agree and support the idea that the very first time that somebody is ever arrested is... Yeah. Sure, let's not put and blast their face all over and ruin their lives until, and let's not try to ruin their lives at all, but for sure, until they're convicted of that crime, I agree. Once they're convicted of that crime, I assume that at that point they're not concerned about their...
At some point in this whole process, and I don't even know what would be fair. I mean, I wish I could sit down with somebody else or anybody, a senator, and be like, don't you think that someone who has had 114 charges of disorderly conduct, can we just go ahead and post them now? I mean, I understand that what they're saying is that your mugshot is in the beginning of this process and all your convictions don't count. But, I mean, for love of Pete, I mean, we have a lot of repeat sex offenders. And at what point do their arrests fall under what they're talking about? I mean, what this bill was written for was to protect people from a lot of things, false accusations, an ex-girlfriend, oh, he raped me. Great, let's figure this out in court. Let's post his mugshot later. They're still going to post the names.
True.
And then they're,
and then anybody can go and then look for that person on Facebook or anything like that. Which actually kind of brings us to a good point, Mike. Somebody here asked us this question. What are you guys planning to do with the show? But I guess even the rest. So I think I flashed this up earlier, but it's like, what are we going to do? So maybe we could talk a little bit about how we're going to handle that in the future.
We can. I think I can explain it better because I am not computer savvy. So I think I could tell people how this is going to work. What we have, what Kevin and I have, that Kevin's created, because he is the tech guy. I'm not. I mean, if my computer won't turn on, I have to call Kevin. Kevin, what's going on? Tell me what to do. I don't do any of this coding. What we do right now is we automatically... Kevin has created a program, much like a little child. He's created a program that pulls all the mugshots and all the information and puts it in order and puts it in WordPress. And that's what you look at. And that's not done. Kevin's not literally sitting at a computer going,
it used to be John. That way. I didn't do it. You did it. Scott did it.
Yeah, I wrote them out. But I mean, people tend to think that one of us or both of us is sitting there and looking at like a computer screen going, okay, Williams, Edward, Jonathan, age 43, here's his mugshot, and there we go. That's that one.
I type it on the computer, man. That just
I know.
totally was realistic and authentic to me.
Dude, I can't even spell. I don't even know what I did. Oh, the computer says it's... there's a big error.
Yeah, you did something.
But I did something. But literally what happened is that Kevin sat up for days and days and days, and he did this. And he wrote code, and now this program grabs him. What we're going to do is, as we have spoken about, and as you have noticed as people that watch mugshots, a lot of these people have been arrested over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So what we have is that database, and this bill doesn't restrict us using our database. It restricts the jail from posting new ones.
Right.
All of our database, all these mugshots that we've collected over the years, they're ours, and we can use them. So if, and to pick a name, because I hope to God it's not somebody's real name out there that's still alive, Bob Hope. Bob Hope gets arrested. He gets arrested a lot. Poor Bob. Yeah. Probably known as Robert for short. But Bob gets arrested.
For short.
For short. I know it's the opposite way. Yeah, what's short for Bob?
It's long for Robert.
Yeah, just spell it backwards. That makes more sense. But so Bob's been consistently arrested. January 1st comes up, just to be poignant, and good old Bob Hope is arrested once again. Guess what we're going to do? Yeah, we're going to take Bob's most recent mugshot that we already have, that we legally is ours, and we can do...
Public record, we got it.
Public record, we got it. Within reason, we can do what we want with that record. We're not restricted to reuse an old mugshot, where the jail is restricted on posting the new one. So what's going to happen with Bob eventually, when we get this all sorted out, Kevin, is that Bob gets arrested, and our program will be like, has Bob ever been arrested? Yes, we have a picture of Bob. We're going to put that old picture up. That's what we're going to do. So the mugshots won't be gone 100% because, as we all know, I mean, literally people are like, wasn't he arrested yesterday? Wasn't he arrested last week? So we have all those people that are frequently arrested, and we're going to post theirs.
And then once they're convicted.
Yeah, once they're convicted, we literally do not want to burden the county. And in fact, I think we're going to have to, and I don't mean this like it's going to be a battle. We really want to sit down and talk with Lane County Sheriff's Office and work something out where everybody's happy. They're happy. We're happy. I mean, we're I don't know. We may not be able to bring you every single conviction. I mean, that's going to burden people. I mean, do you really want to see the guy's, mugshot who was already arrested 140 times last year for disorderly conduct?
Sure.
Do we need that one? Is that important? But I mean, rape convictions, murder, I mean, all the big charges, we will be requesting those, and we will try to work something out with the county to figure out how to not burden them to get these. I mean, and one side of the coin, it's our right to request these and ask for them. The other side of the coin is we're not here to make the Lane County Sheriff's
we don't want to
office
inhibit them or cause any problems for them either.
They literally have better things to do than deal with me asking them about
Well, and it's one of the reasons we're being proactive and reaching out to them and seeing what we can do ahead of time. So
definitely, but
and if we have to even make the tool on our end so they can log in and do stuff, we'll even do that. So
we'll reprogram their own jail site. I mean. We're going to do everything humanly possible. And like I said, we have, I don't even think I'm kidding, we have millions of mugshots.
True.
We've gathered.
We've had to delete mugshots because we're just running out of room.
We have an ungodly database of mugshots. You've been looking at them one at a time. We have all of them that you have ever seen in your entire life, and then some. And we're going to rerun them from, if a guy's arrested up here in Lane County and he has a Josephine County one, we'll be able to grab that and show it to you. It doesn't matter. It's a mugshot. Let's see what he looks like.
For sure.
But let's get some more questions. And why is the phone not ringing?
I don't know. Give them the number again, Mike, just in case.
I can't read it from
541-255-3665. You can be part of the show.
People are so quick on the internet. Listen here, Weber.
Yeah, the call-in talk show stuff. sometimes it's just that way.
Phone.
And this is some more comments that just from the Facebook group, and this is kind of echoing some of the things that we've already been talking about. But Glenn Robertson was making just a comment back to Stacey Murray that you can't say that 100%. Plenty of people have, and I agree with this, been falsely accused or been the victim of vindictive, evil people that have no problem trying to ruin someone's life out of spite. Mugshots post-conviction would be much better. So that's one comment. Several likes there, I suppose. So
wait, can we look at this comment here?
Do you want to bring that up there? It's got the name that you were trying not to say earlier. The senator that was involved. So.
Oh yeah, CC. We're trying to let some information. Oh, CG. I'm sorry. Look,
we're small CGI on our monitors here. We've got a big screen, but not big enough.
Yeah. We're working on a budget.
Mm-hmm. But we're actually trying to avoid. Were we getting a call?
No, I thought we did for a second. It flashed, and I was looking at it, and I was like, "It's." Probably just about the car warranty. I'm just saying.
We're trying to let you know about the car warranty. Wait a second.
It's out of warranty. Or my social security number's been flagged. I mean, that happens. But at any rate.
But definitely with the regards to the post-conviction stuff, I think that we're all in the same wavelength here. And I know that people really do want to see those mug shots, and we're going to do everything that we can to at least get something out to you guys. So.
Well, here's something, and I brought it up the other day, and I should have brought it up earlier. Here's the deal. This bill restricts jails. It does not restrict prisons. So the prisons will still, there's nothing in this bill that restricts them. So we can still all use the, CG.
So I threw that up there. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mike.
No, you're
but
good.
Basically, CG wanting to know was something missed earlier because they had just tuned in. So we were just trying to avoid the name of the senator that was involved in the creation of this new mugshot bill directly. But
and even more over, not really trying to mention them. We're trying to avoid pointing out which senator actually had his own son in the mugshots, which seems to be a point of conflict of interest. But where it was headed right now is that even if the jail doesn't want to give us, or there's going to be a problem or a delay or whatever in getting convicted mugshots, here's the deal. Oregon Offender Search, we can also search that, and we can get, they're kind of blurry and they look like they're out of focus and stuff, but we can bring you those.
Yeah.
We can bring you those, and those are not in any way affected by this because the bill clearly states this is about jails and booking photos, and that convictions are still up and on the table. So literally, when you're being put in prison, they're not holding you there. You are not innocent until proven guilty in prison. You are guilty, and it's a matter of serving your time. So those pictures will remain, and at worst, we will try to figure out a way to bring you those in a more reliable fashion than a screenshot.
For sure. A couple more comments. Here we have this one here. Because people are innocent until proven guilty, unfortunately, the general public seems to ignore that, and posting the faces of the accused has had an impact on their lives. And that's true.
It is true.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not arguing that point. It's very true. I mean, but this bill was, this is
it went a little too far.
Yeah.
I think, because
it did. I mean, this is cutting off your nose to spite your face. I mean, it was too much. I don't know. I think this could have been worded better, and it could have given provisions to where we as the public can still be aware of sex offenders and people who are guilty. And I don't know. It's just going to take some time to get this changed, because literally what the jail could do is still post the pictures of the convicted and still post the pictures of sex offenders that fail to register, parole and probation violations. They could still post those, but the problem is that their website would have to be kind of redone, and they would have to have the resource of probably one person to manage this on a full-time basis. I mean, this is literally a career for somebody to do this, and we understand we're not going to demand that. That's ridiculous. If we need another deputy in town, let's hire him to help solve crime, not manage mugshots.
It's a strange dichotomy there.
It is. We want them, but
and yet at the same time, we don't want to see somebody spending their time. And really, that's the thing. A poorly written bill like that actually creates the problem, because now it's not what I would call an unfunded mandate, but because of the way that it's written, it limits information that shouldn't be limited, and instead just restricts it all.
Yeah, because it's et al. Instead of okay, we're going to follow it. So now the jail isn't going to post any mugshots. Oh, and we're not disagreeing, because that is literally the cheapest and the easiest, and it's legal. That's their best choice. I mean, if I've got their money in my hands and I have to distribute it, I'm like, we're not playing around here. I am not hiring a deputy to full-time run this. We're just not posting them. And we'll deal with the requests. But the problem is that we're not cool, but we are Lane County Mugshots. We are the only outlet for mugshots anymore. I mean, arrest.org quit posting them almost a year ago. Yeah, it's 2020, December. I forget the exact date and time. I used to know it, but they quit. They don't do it.
Yep, we're the only show in town. Anyway.
I know, we're not that popular, but we're the only ones.
All right. We have other news and information to share with you guys before we get done tonight.
Meanwhile, in Europe.
This one was in the group, Mike, and I wondered if you knew a little bit about it, but it sounds to me like this guy was causing some problems. So
let's see, Jaden Reeves writes, well, let's read the edit first. This guy tried to use my checks with his own name on them. Genius. I'll attach his mugshot. Awesome.
So you won't be able to do that anymore eventually, but
so this guy, and it goes, so Jaden says, had my car broken into around 8 this morning. They stole my backpack with my personal belongings and license, cards, checks. The backpack is bright orange. It slings across the chest and hangs on your back. If anyone sees it, let me know, please. This is around Garfield, where it turns into Arthur. I know where that is. Around West 13th in Eugene. Thank you. Edit. I don't really need lectures on leaving stuff in the car. Obviously, I didn't do this on purpose, and I'm going to run with that right now.
Yeah, let's get into that.
I think we had another idea about this, but I just want to run with that.
Yeah.
I have literally left my laptop in the vehicle. I've done a podcast, and I've been tired, and I went home. I mean, everybody seems to think they need to tell Jaden, don't leave your stuff in the car. Really? I think at this point, Jaden knows. He even is asking you, you don't got to say this. I think I got this.
Yeah.
The fact that you wake up and you're like, oh, I made a mistake.
Right, and you just have some geniuses that are trying to tell you that you should have known better or whatever like that.
Stuff in the car.
And then, we may all think it. We may all kind of like, wow, so you left that in your car or whatever. But it's like, by the time you're the victim of that crime, you pretty much know that you screwed up. You don't need anybody's help.
The thing is, this is something that people do fairly commonly. I mean, Billy Bob gets back from a big fishing trip, and he had a flat tire on the way home and had to eat some cold gas station sushi, and showed up, at his house at 3 o'clock in the morning, took a shower and barely made it to work, and he wakes up in the morning and all his fishing equipment's gone. Sure. I mean, for Christ's sakes, everybody is, has been guilty of doing this at one time or another. I mean, you cannot, we're not talking about somebody who burned down a house and killed a family. This is a mistake that people make all the time, and most people get away with it. Right. And when it happens, people in this community are the first ones to go, I can't leave. Why'd you leave stuff in your car, dummy? Yeah, you do it too. You just haven't got caught at it. Yeah. It happens all the time.
We all screw up. We all make mistakes. I
have literally come home tired, forgot to get the dang laptop out of the van. Wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh crap, I left it in the van. Go out there, and there it is. So I'm lucky. But I mean, stuff happens. I've been like, where's my checkbook? Oh, are you kidding me? I left it in the glove box. Things happen. I mean, we try to remind you.
We're human. We're all human.
We try to remind you with the 9 p.m. routine as much as we are. I mean, I post the 9 p.m. routine, and I go out and I make sure my shop's locked, make sure the van's locked, and lock the house up, and I'm a happy camper. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Telling somebody, being Captain Obvious is not helpful. It's very obvious that the victim of a crime, of having stuff taken out of your vehicle that you didn't bring into the house, knows that they screwed up. I mean, it's just obvious. What did I do wrong?
It's a hard way to learn a lesson, for sure.
It is, but you know, what can we do now? I think the guy learned. Let's help him. If you see Jaden's bright orange backpack, please message him. Actually doesn't say here where.
Find him on Facebook or just contact us. We can help connect you with.
Oh, sad, Jaden. That was my birthday. I didn't tell anybody, but October 30th. That was my birthday. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
You didn't tell anybody about your birthday, man.
I know. I turned another year older. I'm like 119 now in dog years.
We always hate having to talk about missing people, but this one came up in the group here, Mike. This fellow is missing. So we can go ahead and read this if we want.
You can read that one.
I got my glasses on. The sheriff's office is requesting the public's assistance in locating 47-year-old Shane Eldor Springer. Springer was last known to be near the Blue River Reservoir area, possibly mushroom picking. Family had communication with Springer until approximately 7:30 a.m. on 11/3/2021. At that time, Springer told a family member that he had lost his keys to his truck and needed a ride home. His truck was located by family on the 5th of November, but Springer was nowhere to be found. Cell phone location information placed Springer in the area of Blue River Reservoir, but the phone was turned off on the 4th of November. Springer was last seen wearing a camo jacket and dark-colored work pants. Sheriff's office is utilizing volunteer ground search and rescue K9 teams to search for Springer. However, he may have also left the area. The sheriff's office is not requesting any additional assistance searching the area at the present time because untrained searchers can sometimes hamper the official search efforts. So anyone with information on Springer's whereabouts is asked to contact the Lane County Sheriff's Office at 541-682-4150. Reference case number 21-6268.
So I do want to mention a couple things on this. One bit of clarification. It says that his phone was turned off. A lot of people thought that was the cell phone company. We really don't have any information saying that. I believe, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm assuming what they're telling us is that his phone either may have ran out of battery or he turned it off. Nothing bad to say about the sheriff's department, but it's kind of poorly written.
Oh, I see. So one might get the impression that his carrier turned it off or deactivated his phone. I see.
I'm going to say that, and I'm not making any bad comment about the sheriff's office, but my assumption based on Occam's razor is that when they say his phone was turned off, he had turned it off or it ran out of batteries. Which brings up a urban myth that's been going around lately that says if you are lost or stranded, that you should change your incoming voicemail message to give your location. So number one, fallacy here. You have to have cell phone service to change your outgoing message. You can't change it unless you are hooked up to the system and you're contacting your cell company and recording that on their end too. You can't do this without cell service. So my main problem with this whole urban myth, I'm sorry. We're on YouTube, so I'm not going to even say what I want to say. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks. If you are stranded, abandoned, you're out there, and you've got you've got cell service. Don't change your dang message, for Christ's sake.
Call 911.
Call 911. Are you kidding me right now? And then somebody else was like, well, they should just text. Who are you going to text? Not all areas support 911 texting. Why play around? If you've got cell service, call 911. They will be able to ping your number. You start messaging Aunt Joe, I'm stuck out here on Shortridge Mountain.
If anything, what's going to happen is they're going to know what cell tower your phone was using.
Yes.
And so, boom, that's going to give them, and they can triangulate the area, I believe. So
law enforcement is already allowed. If you call 911, they're already allowed to kind of start tracing your call to a greater degree. Call 911. Don't fool around with your outgoing message. I mean, and look at this guy, and I'm not making fun of him. He seems to be traveling. He's moving. So if he may have not had cell service, so I'm not even saying he should have called. He contacted relatives, and I feel that he felt he could work his way out, and something's happened to him at this point, which isn't relevant to being, on him. It's not his fault. But this urban legend has been going around.
Right,
do not change your outgoing if you're going to do that. If you're going to do that, before you go drive out, get on your phone in the comfort of your home with it plugged in, like mine is right now, but I'm not at home, and go leave your message. Hey, this is Mike. I'm headed up shotgun, and I'm going to take, side road 12, 18, 15, and head up there to the end where it forks to the left, and that's where I'm going to be. That's my destination.
And send snacks.
Yeah, and since no, this isn't the Mal here thing, but I mean, if you would like to do that before you get out there and get stranded, but for the love of Pete, if you are stranded and you are out in the wilderness and you have cell service, call 911. Don't fool around with your message. Don't try to text Betty Joe and Bobby Sue and let them know where you're at. Well, actually, it's Bobby Joe. I know a Bobby Joe.
Mike, we have another comment related to the mugshots here, and this may just be somebody that didn't catch part of the show.
No, we did.
But we can go ahead and explain it again. So
you'll have to read it. I can try to.
Basically, just related to here's the bill. Doesn't say anything about their name, just the photo. So yeah, we will actually have all the other info besides the photo. But if you missed the earlier part of the show, we're also going to pull up old photos in case we, So if they're repeat offenders and they're in our system, then we'll grab their photos and. There's even other public information out there if we wanted to. Not that we really have the time or the energy to do so, but we could go and grab Facebook stuff and post that too if it's public. But yeah. Anyway, that's kind of
definitely. I mean, I don't know who wrote this. Christy Allen. Mm-hmm. Christy Allen. I don't know if you've ever looked at the Lane County Jail Viewer site. Nothing will change. Except for there will never be an actual photo. There'll be that silhouette photo. And the same goes for us. Probably, we're hoping to get the system updated so it will grab old ones. And there may be some perfection, some problems with that initially, but we'll get that hammered out. By we, I mean Kevin, because I don't know anything about that. But
the royal we.
Yeah. So when you go to Lane County Mugshot Viewer, the county posts, you will see everything will look exactly the same, except for there will only be that generic silhouette picture, which we see quite a bit when inmates aren't photoed right away. But all the rest of that information, and they post more than we do. We have quit posting race because that becomes contentious with people, and it just leads on arguments that don't have any bearing upon what we're doing. But you'll see their name, their age, their gender, or as they say, sex, and then they usually have, white, black, American Indian, Asian, a lot of those references, and then it will go into, the date and time, and it will go into the charges or violations, exactly the same. and our site will reflect that same thing. We will still be posting the names and all the information that we post from that. And if we have no mugshot, you'll see the silhouette. And if we do have a mugshot that's older, no matter how old it is, we will. If we have a lot, we'll pick the most recent one. But we will rerun them no matter what county we have ever found them in. Because these criminals, it's really odd when we get to watch it. They're up here in Oregon.
They move around and get to the other
they're
counties.
Up here in Lake County.
Yep,
Next thing you know, they're in Douglas County. They're in Josephine, Jackson, Marion. I mean, they're all over the place. So we're going to use those resources that we are allowed to use, and we will. As I'm coining it right now, we will rerun their shots. It's a rerun.
It is. And there's other things. We'll get those convicted photos in there too, and then we'll be able to reuse those when we need to. And,
one way or another.
Yeah. So we definitely have plans. And then basically the world out there is quite active and live, and Mike and I are actually talking about even trying to get out on the road and do our shows sometimes from the road. Yeah. We'll probably roll up on scenes and be able to take video of some of these guys for you and post them on there. But you guys have phones, you guys capture all this stuff too, and definitely upload and
what is this one comment? I'm about blind.
Yeah, well,
is that a bad one? Let's read it. I'm feeling...
Well, darn. Guess you can exploit arrests before the accused have been convicted. Geesh. This is probably someone else who hasn't been here for the entire conversation.
I know, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So,
I know it commonly what it reminds me of is people that look at an article and they read the headline of the article.
Yeah.
And there was actually there were some tests done where people actually NPR did it. They made an article to see how many people would comment. Oh, now they're backpedaling? What happened here?
No, I don't see it backpedaling.
I can't read it.
Yeah.
So. But at any rate, NPR posted an article that was, if I remember right, the title said it was about marijuana, and it was very contentious. The title, the article headline was very contentious. And if you actually clicked on the article explained that the article was not about that, but it was about them testing a theory that most people don't read the articles. So what they do is they explain this article is fake, basically. I mean, we're doing a test and we want to see how people react to the headline without opening this. But since you've opened this, then you can comment, well, that was funny, or whatever, but
right.
I see it so much.
Justin comments, guilty until proven innocent, and I'm sure that's being facetious.
He evidently hasn't seen our actual mugshots.
I'm trying to say, for those that have just tuned in, at least for us, what we're doing is if somebody has not been convicted before, then we kind of support the idea that they don't get their mugshot shown, because that can ruin lives. But boy, if nobody
was listening,
I don't know.
I know.
I understand. People just tune in and whatever.
I know.
So, but the whole idea from our perspective, just so you know, folks, is that we're supportive of the idea of not ruining people's lives by any means. But once they've actually been convicted of their crime, or if they're repeat offenders, then I just all bets are off.
It is, yeah. I mean, but what I can tell you right now, Kevin, is thank goodness that nobody mentioned flying cars or, donuts. Well, I mean,
those are contentious topics.
I know, but there are literally people that are just like looking for their 4.9 seconds of glory, and what's going on? The cops are doing this. Oh, they're getting donuts.
So Jess also comments here, Jess Marie, if they haven't been convicted before, or if they haven't been convicted for a new crime. So basically, it's the law right now is on a per crime basis.
It is. It doesn't. The law right now is written literally. It does not care if you have murdered 140 people. If you're on 141, this law applies to you, and
that's
you
one
are
of the
in the
problems
beginning,
with the law.
You're in the beginning of that episode of your journey through the judicial system, is that you are innocent until proven guilty, even though you've killed 140 people, and now you're accused of killing one more. It applies the same way. It applies the same way as if you get a DUI. and
So
you've
just-
never had any type of ticket. It says you're at the beginning of your system.
So Jess is saying, but you just said that you'd look up an old mugshot. Yeah, if they
We definitely would, and
yeah.
we have the legal right to, and we have them in our database, so we can post them up. If they have already been in our system, we can put them up. The law doesn't cover us, it covers the jail.
Right.
And it covers new mugshots.
Jess,
Come
I'm-
January
yeah.
1st.
I'm just going to say that basically after the first conviction, that person is then guilty. Then the assumption on my part is that they're no longer concerned about their reputation because they've been convicted of the crime.
Yeah, they've already been through the system.
Maybe they are concerned about their reputation, but they weren't enough to not go commit the crime. So,
and as we're saying, this bill, everybody, what's weird is the first thing people do is they equate this bill to people like us that post mugshots. You guys can't post them anymore. No, you really need to read the law. I mean, the law isn't about us. It's about them posting them and us being able to repost them.
so yes,
We're not restricted to post old mugshots.
Right.
We
So-
have them.
Yeah. So the question now is
Okay.
that would we then show an old mug shot, but then list that on a new alleged crime? And so that's what would happen is that
Absolutely.
and it would refer to that and say yes, this is a past mug shot for probably something that would indicate that
Yeah.
that's a previous mug shot, so that you would know that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're going to use them. The law isn't about us. The law is about the jails. The jail, who's the person that takes the pictures, they are restricted on who and when they can release these mugshots. The law doesn't cover our database. It doesn't mention our database, and it doesn't mention, as of January 1st, it doesn't mention the past. So
I think now Jess is getting a little silly here because it's about making sure that you don't have a bad mug shot, because if you ever get arrested again, that old mug shot could come back to haunt you.
yeah, and I'm going to tell you something that we tell people a lot. Every once in a while, someone will be like, "Why'd you done pick on my buddy Bob and put him on the front cover?" We don't pick these, okay? We don't pick that feature picture that shows two people that have been booked.
Yeah.
The computer does, and it picks it off of the severity of their alleged crime, not about anything else. It doesn't pick them because they're female or male or identify in any way. It doesn't pick them on race, height, male, female, none of that. It picks them on the severity. So the same thing's going to be said about our database. Is the easiest way to make this program work is to pick the newest one. Sometimes we may only have one, mugshot in our database, but let's say that it's Bob Hope, and he's been arrested 147 times, and he's on 148 now. Well, we're going to take mugshot 147. We're not going to be looking.
Yeah, we won't give you the oldest one. We'll try to give you the most recent one if we can. So.
Literally, this isn't us going no, what do you think? Oh, God, look at that one. Look at that one.
Right,
Dude, see his hair? Look like somebody hit him. Let's put that one up.
Yeah.
This is absolutely, we don't even have time to do this. We're not looking through them.
Yeah.
We're going to literally tell the program to pick the newest or the only one. That's
Whatever we got, yeah, but
and
the most recent if we can, yes,
the
for sure.
program isn't going to go through and go like, well, what about the one with the black eye? No,
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter. We're not going to pick them. Whatever the newest one or the only one is, that's what's going to get posted. Whoa, we lost Kevin
Lost
again.
my microphone again. It's just a clip on, and it keeps coming undone. Mike, we going to move on
we
to our
gotta move
neighborhood
on.
watch
We're late.
segment here. We just.
Wow.
Yeah, hey.
Hopefully nobody else got their ears blasted.
Installing a motion-activated security light. Now, we've talked about the importance of how you can help your own security situation.
Yes.
The 9 p.m. routine mentions turning on outdoor lights, but what if you don't have outdoor lights to turn on, or just can't get one in a good area or something like that? I have a little video here, Mike, that will kind of help people see a little bit about what you can do. So see, this thing here comes from Costco. and literally like $39. It's pretty easy, and it comes in a little kit here. The little thing slides off the back, and you can just grab that, and it mounts on the side of the house or wherever you want that thing to go. You just need a couple of screws that come with it. Actually, you don't even need a drill bit, and you can just plug that right in. And then look at that, is a solar panel that you plugs right in and charges the thing up. So even if you don't have a light and you don't want to run the electricity for something like this, you can just go and put one of these up, and you don't even have to run power. It's super cool. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So I
hate electricity.
Yeah. Well, it's just a big pain in the butt, and we needed one here on the side of our house, and the peak of the roof is such that with my back having some problems here recently, I didn't want to get up on the ladder. I'm just going to tell you right now that one of the things that you can do is hire somebody to go up on that ladder for you. So I hired this guy from J&A Lawn Care here in Cresswell. Great guy, Alex, does great work. 541-357-0595. Just going to say, he's sponsoring this part of the Neighborhood Watch tip part of the show. But basically, get your handy guy, get yourself out there, whatever, install that thing, and literally takes 20 minutes. It's super easy. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Well, we'll tell other people that are still listening and haven't tuned yet.
Some people are still arguing about shots, like there's any futility.
Yeah.
Let's get to what? Breaking news?
Well, this is our website, lcmugs.com. So if you don't feel like typing Lane County mugshots in, it's super easy. Just go lcmugs.com. And this is what we have on our site. So, of course, we've got the mug shots.
We
do.
And we don't have to remove any of those.
Yeah, but, and then, our Facebook group, if you have not gone there yet, it's over 66,000 members.
Yeah, we're at 66,800 plus.
Man, take every one that you get. We also have Lost and Found, largest Facebook Lost and Found. We have our mugs. People can go and buy mugs. We still have a few of these rare mugs left. Our traffic cameras, so they're not ours, they're ODOT's, but we link to them. City of Eugene also has some. And then the fire and EMS call logs, which are super cool. In fact, let's just show people here what that's like. If you go to lcmugs.com, you're going to see the 5 most recent emergency events listed there. Take your pick. So if we were going to click on this one and check out the accident on I-5, and then you'll get a listing basically of all of the CAD responses.
And a map.
And a map.
And a map.
And a map there. So just one of the cool things that we offer amongst many on our site, and we're making improvements all the time. Well, Mike, this does take us to everybody's favorite part of the show.
Oh, yeah, that. I was like,
what are you talking about?
There are people hating us right now.
What's in Mike's hand?
Well, it's one of our attractive, ceramic mugs with our logo on it. But what's inside, Kevin?
Usually it's like something tasty, good, Macallan or the like,
or
some
whiskey,
kind of
whiskey,
good Scotch. If you love us, you'll send us Macallan to drink on the show.
But, I know, yeah. Can we get a GoFundMe for Scotch?
Yeah,
that'd be so awesome. But no, that's not why we're here, folks. Everybody, one time, not everybody, but one day somebody messaged or wrote on the little deal, what is Mike drinking? What's in his hand? So we just kind of made it a thing.
We made a segment out of it. Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, but what's in my mug? What's in my hand is Polar 100% natural seltzer, calorie free. This is a raspberry lime one. They're very delicious, and as you mentioned, a lot of times we're just sipping on 2 ounces of Scotch or whiskey or something. Over the course of, and we're doing this long before we open up. For you guys to look at us today, we're 3, 4, 5. We're almost 3 hours here before we opened.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, we'll sip on a couple ounces. We're not But we thought really, I mean, it's important to show. I mean, it's funny and all what's in Mike's hand, and it's cool and all to be like, all right, we're drinking some scotch, but it's not always what we do. I mean, I just felt like
sometimes
water.
a good water is all you need.
I just felt like water today.
Going down so well right now. Yeah, it gets thirsty out here talking to all you folks here.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I wish what was in my hand was a Philly steak sandwich and a good porter right at the moment.
Yeah,
but
well,
we'll just let that go.
All right, we'll tell people how to be part of our show or listen to our show. They already know that because they're listening to it now, but you probably didn't know that there are other ways to listen to us. So we actually are on Stitcher and Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast, and our very own Eugene Talk Radio. Also YouTube and Facebook. We're getting on to some of the other platforms now, Instagram, Pinterest, and such. So we're really kind of broadening our horizons in that regard. So
we're trying.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do we know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Our next episode coming up is 2 weeks from now. You can catch us season 3, episode 20 on November 21st, 2021 at 6 p.m. And with that, we're going to say goodnight and thank you for joining us. And we'll catch you next time on Lane County Mugshots Uncensored.
Hey, spay and neuter your pets. Do it now.
I miss old Bob Barker, man.
I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's still alive, isn't he?
I don't know. Somebody can tell us.